On Saturday, the X Factor returned.
Series 14?
That's the one.
This was, I mean, more of the same. I don't even know where to...
Why are we reviewing it? I don't even know.
No. I suppose it was on this weekend. All the judges were back, plus Alicia Dixon, who did a few fill-in sessions.
There were a few minor little changes.
Well, was there?
They're allowed to sing their own songs.
They've been allowed to do that before.
Yeah, but they've been encouraged this year.
There was much more of a point of saying, because that first band that came out and did a very lackluster performance of the song.
But you already knew that they were going to do that. It's all stage managed. They probably, when they auditioned for the producers,
I suppose that's the point. Is that now the cat is really out the bag with the X Factor.
Mm.
You know, everybody.
Well, we've known that for years.
Exactly,
They've all pre-auditioned.
But not only we know it, I think most of the viewing public know it as well.
The only thing I think that is a little bit different, what I noticed, was that there were a lot less awful auditions this year. There was barely anyone that they said no to. Again, this year they're letting younger people in because they changed their minds on every single series. So we're going to let under 16s in again.
He was the oldest looking 15-year-old I've ever seen.
Oh God!
Your Honour.
Get me started.
But seriously, she'd left school already.
She would have been 2 when the X Factor started. Just let that sink in.
On Twitter, didn't you?
I did put that in Twitter. And I was talking to a colleague at work who I feel is their sort of key demographic of she's 25 and she's a big X Factor fan, and even she said, I was looking at my phone, I wasn't. And it is, as Luke I think keeps trying to make the point. I'm not quite sure why we're still watching it. I suppose it's just routine, and I mean certainly me and Gary will probably be watching Strictly as well when that comes back, despite the lackluster lineup. But at least with Strictly it's a bit of fun, and it's a bit is just, we've got the judges, you've got Nicole who's annoying, Louis is just like an old bit of furniture really at this point. He just, because they took him off one year, he's like an old bit of furniture that nobody wants, but if you get rid of him out of the room, people complain.
He's not quite shabby chic, is he? Really?
No,
just a bit shabby.
But as well, I kind of feel like Louis has become like a set of catchphrases. You wind him up and he reveals it. That I find Nicole quite annoying. So Matt, you made a very good point on Twitter about Sharon Osbourne. Actually, she made some extremely good points in the audition room. Was very good about people, made some very sort of interesting combinations. But you're right, I flipping hate her persona on the live shows.
She's got like a no-nonsense persona going, like to that guy, the Mexico guy, who was like this phone shop salesman who sung a really sort of ropey song that was just going round in circles. And then she said, I'm going to say yes to you because I'm sure you'll convince me if I say no to say yes. So I'm just going to...
Because you sell mobile phones.
I believe after all these years, she's still nervous on live TV and must take a drink or something.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
It must be. On the live show, she does all the squeaky voice and yes, darling, and all your,
Oh, yeah.
All this
Look at the
flirting.
baby. Oh.
Yeah. All the flirting. It's embarrassing. I don't know whether... I mean, I've had X Factor fatigue for a long time. The family haven't. It's sort of routine. I don't know whether they enjoy it, but it's routine. That on Saturday in the autumn, that's what we watch. But I think this year, I think we could get away with not watching it at all. It is just
I suppose because
it just winds me up.
It got 2 hours of prime time on Saturday and Sunday. Name another show that does that.
Well, Dancing on Ice is coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes.
I mean, I, for years, watched this with friends and went round, but they've recently had a baby, so I probably will now, not because it's better as Luke watches it with his folks. It's better watching it in company, and watching it alone, I found out last year, because, it's the first year that I've sort of lived on my own.
I can't imagine that.
Last year, I didn't watch it every week, and maybe just watched a bit of it on catch-up. If I hadn't had to watch it for the site, then I probably wouldn't have watched it, or maybe just watched bits of it on YouTube.
Do you think that the fact that now The Voice is on ITV, and The Voice definitely does go for a much more varied musical style, do you think that perhaps they've taken that? There was an Evanescence song on Saturday night.
There was.
There was also another one that I can't remember off the top of my head, but another one that was a little bit alternative.
There was Run Around Sue.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's not
I
normal
wonder
at
whether
all.
that's why they're encouraging original songs to say, look, we just don't want manual. And actually, the auditions are quite varied. It's when we get to lives that they start pulling out one.
Do you think they've lost their teenage audience?
One thing that they're not doing this year in the live shows is they're not doing themes anymore. Sing What You Want, which is good because they've abused the theme system for years at this point.
Yeah.
So.
The kids auditioning, like Max said, she was 2 when it was on.
Yeah.
They've grown up with the show, so they don't feel the need to tune in as desperately because it's always back every autumn. It's not that exciting thing for
we talked about that the best thing they could do with the X Factor is rest it for a year, but they won't do it because it's too much of a. It leaves a huge gap in their audience their schedule.
Did Kevin Lyon mention it at all at the Edinburgh?
The head of entertainment at ITV now is someone who used to work for Simon Cowell's Psycho company.
Oh, it's never ending.
Hello.
So they showed their entertainment reel that they showed us was X Factor, Britain's Got Talent, I'm a Celebrity, Ant and Dec Saturday Night Take.
There is one thing different. There's no Extra Factor anymore.
No, that's true.
The ratings on Sunday were slightly better than the ratings on Saturday, which was interesting for the debut.
It wasn't really promoted that much by ITV either.
No.
I don't know. I mean, Louis Walsh appeared on This Morning. I unfortunately saw that because of having a week.
Oh my God, you've been at home a lot at the right time.
I had to watch it. I draw the line at loose women, obviously, in general. But I had to sit through this.
That's another text alert if you want it.
Yeah. They already know their age brackets as well.
Well, they've taped everything up to the live.
No, it kind of maybe what they should do is do it live a bit more.
Yeah, well, they tried that one year.
Judges' houses,
that didn't work, did it?
The thing about the X Factor when it started was these people had to have, as it says in the title, the X Factor, and they had to be able to sing these songs from all these different artists and these different themes. Yeah. And Gary said they used to have Big Band Week every year, so they had to sing against a band. They used to have like something like ABBA, and then maybe something more contemporary. And now it's just sing a cover version every week. So it's lost what it was originally. And the judging panel now is sort of a collection of cliches. Even Simon Cowell now has softened a lot since.
Oh yeah, he's nowhere near as brutal as he used to be.
No, so it's all a bit sort of sanitized, and as you said, now we've got The Voice, which the talent on The Voice is a lot better, and you don't get that sitting around.
I think for me, The Voice is still very much the first round is the best, and that's their problem. You know, is that the chair turning bit is the biggest bit of the show for me. You know, once you get onto the rap battles or whatever they call it, or anything else, I lose interest, and the live shows are appalling. But I do think this is where they've beaten the X Factor, and now they're on the same channel. It sort of highlights that.